Whoa. All right, not bad here, Coach T. Not bad. So we're gonna break this into 9 steps. A lot of it's gonna merge, right? According to what I like to teach, it's gonna merge. At the very least, though, you are facing me, right? You're facing me. Great start. Your not hips aren't started open already. You're not walking up to target, with your shoulders back. You are in an athletic position to start. Now, what we're gonna fix is, so if our one is here, sweet, balance and posture. I don't care where your hands are, what that is. That's natural to the athlete, whatever's comfortable to you. We are going to get you in a natural position as we transition. Whatever's going to feel natural, that's going to stay with you. I'm not going to teach arm angle and where you should hold the disc and how it should be. That is natural to the athlete. We don't touch that. So here now, as we get going, so this is we call this our leg lift leading into foot strike. And then as we get into foot strike here, let's just go lower half first. So if we're just keying in on lower half, this back leg, to me and everything I know, is inactive. You're not using it. When it does come down to throw, that it's gonna be straight because you've driven energy going into that foot strike, and now you're going. Oh, a bee's around me. All right. So at this point, you're just rotating, and you're not. Oh wow! I just backhand slapped the bee. All right. So you're not really utilizing those legs. Okay. So then, yeah, because you're just getting the foot strike. You're just using it kind of as a rotational tool. You're not driving off of it. If you drive off on a backhand, we're going to drive off of that back leg on a forehand. It's the same concept, right? So then you get into foot strike, cool. All right, so now we're going to start working our way up the chain. Legs got to fix. We got to get more drive on that back leg because when we get into 2 and 3, we are taking energy to our target. You're moving, you're going, but you're not utilizing that back leg to its full extent. Forehand, backhand are different, but you gotta drive off that bad boy. You gotta drive off of it. And I do talk a lot about right now. You can throw it harder. If we can throw a baseball at 85 miles an hour, you can throw a disc 85. It shouldn't be different, right? Angle's different where the body's at, but it's not different. In this case, it's really not. So, all right, working our way up the chain. So if we're talking the legs here still, but working our way up to the hips. Getting into foot strike, where your toe is landing, right? You land kind of toe slightly open. Fine, I'm not concerned, like your toes pointing that way, it's not pointing directly to target and it's not closed. Altogether, that's fine. I don't care where your foot lands because that's natural to the athlete. That's something I'm not gonna touch, I'm not gonna teach because it's unique to the athlete. Each athlete's gonna be different. So that's not a concern. But what is concerning is that as soon as you get into foot strike, so hips are pointing to me, as soon as you get into foot strike, your hips are already rotating. You haven't even, before heels even coming close to touching the ground, your hips have already fired. So we're gonna delay that. We gotta delay those hips. So nothing happens until after foot strike. Foot's gotta come down first, then hips, then shoulders. We're working our way up the chain, but gotta get that foot down first. So foot hits, that's our 3 equal opposite. So equal opposite would be these angles. So whatever this arm does, which it looks like it's at 90, right? You can't see it because I see your hand. And these angles will match. Whatever this throwing arm does, that's what this arm's gonna do. What like a lot of disc golfers like to do is have this arm pointing to target, and this arm will be in its L or whatever, that 90-degree angle. You don't teach that either. Some people are gonna be more closed. I think you're kind of more closed. Yeah, I never see it, but with that, it's those got to be balanced. We're gonna be balanced at foot strike. So whatever throwing arm does, that's what the left hand's gonna do, or the non-throwing arm's gonna do. So see, as we get into foot strike now, hips should be fired, and chest, everything should be facing me, facing my direction, or it should be facing this way. Because what we're gonna do, getting into foot strike and hips rotation, there's a counter rotation. You teach this with backhand, same thing with the forehand. At this position, you're counter rotating because we're gonna be powerful with the legs and quick up top. So your hips are already fired, hips fired, well, before you get into foot strike, and now shoulders are going. So shoulders are going early, so everything's kind of going early. Likely because you took too long getting from here to here. This needs to be fast and explosive as far as the legs go. Getting to here needs to be fast. You're exploding, driving off that back leg. So now foot strike is 3, 4 would, oh no, foot strike is 3, hips rotation will be 4, 5 would be a slight advancement to target, which you never really get to do because you're already throwing it. So 5, 6 would be shoulder rotation with a firm front side. So 7. So this hand right here, that left hand, what that left hand is going to do going forward is going to be facing the line you're trying to hit. Whatever your target is, that palm is going to be facing it somewhere between, honestly, right here. But back of hand, you're just going to flash it, flash it, flash it, and keep it showing the line until you're ready to go. And then you're going to go towards it. See how, in your case, that elbow just keeps on going, right? Keeps on rotating all the way behind your back as you get thrown. So, right here. So, remember I've talked about, bad idea, Annie, that bee is going to sting your mouth. All right, so remember I've talked about, so what I've talked about is linear, right? We're going in a straight line, we're gonna rotate, and then we're gonna go back to linear. You never do that. In your case, you're getting linear, you're rotating, and then you're going straight that way. And you're just releasing the disc on time, which is having it go straight along that rotation. That rotational plane is gonna cause a lot of room for error. You over rotate, disc is going left. You try to pump it too hard, that elbow flies out a little early. Now that arm is late. No such thing as a late arm. It is a early front side, early front arm, lead arm. Right, so then 7 will be a firm front side, which we know here you don't have. 8 will be release as you're continually advancing towards target. And then 9 is going to be your follow through, which here we see follow through as just rotating off. A lot of fixes, not honestly too difficult. What I can see is athleticism is there. Now we're going to get your energy going the right way, our vectors, right? We're taking energy to target. That's what we're going to do. And yeah, first breakdown. Again, whether this video is a few years ago or right now, if you haven't done any training with the forehand, you're going to look just like this if you go back, because your nervous system has the same pattern. And you're like 30 years old, whatever it is. Like, you haven't done anything new. This is your nervous system. This is what your body's going to do, even if you picked up a disc right now. So let's continue to get to work. Let's get to work. And let's fix that forehand. We'll get it.